Welcome to my channel. So today's discussion points are on food, water, maintenance of shelters, things of that nature. Food is a critical resource for humanity, and we should consider it to be an inalienable right, and we should not infringe upon the right for people to produce their own food. And what I mean by that is that no one should have any right to tell you not to grow food, whether it's, fruits or vegetables. I understand livestock requirements for health and safety, where we don't have a lot of livestock inside of city environments due to fecal matter and noise and odor and things. Yet we can have small domesticated animals like chickens or ducks or bees. That should be fine. Small animals like rabbits, as long as they're controlled well. But for plants, there should not be any regulation stopping people from growing food, whether it's lettuces or spinach or kale, beans or fruit trees, vines, whatever. As long as it's well contained inside of your complex, your property, and doesn't infringe on others, that's fine. And I don't think any of the HOAs, the homeowners associations, should have any legal right to tell you what you can and cannot grow on your property. I think that's ridiculous. And those kind of things need to be abolished. Now, the HOA may have some ability to deal with organized cleanliness and visual aesthetic of the area and the properties, but not for growing food. That's just a ridiculous problem. It needs to be abolished. Each building should be able to capture and control water for anything from 50 gallons all the way to thousands of gallons, depending on the structure and the size of the structure and the size of the land. And that should be appropriate for using for the gardening purposes or lawn maintenance or care. I understand we have restrictions for drinking said water due to contaminants, and mostly the contaminants is organics and or chemicals leaching off of our tar roofs, because in America we use a lot of composite tar gravel roof materials. So, but that should not be restricted for being able to hold and store water on your property. We need to fix our roads. We need to, especially in California, needs to do a bunch of road repair. And in doing the road repair, we need to reduce the distance of travel for industrial endeavors to commercial endeavors and commercial endeavors to residential endeavors. We need all that distance to be recalibrated and reorganized in a manner that's better suited to efficiency and effectiveness. The further we have to travel, the more fuel we waste and the more money we waste traveling materials. So that's something that we need to really focus on as a society. In doing so, that'll give us the impetus to repair our infrastructure. That'll give us the go ahead to repair our infrastructure, because then we'd be changing where our industrial parks are, our commercial parks, and our residential areas are, and give better access to each while repairing and upgrading the infrastructure to modern standards. This would greatly enhance the ability for our country to economically move forward and it'd bring prosperity to our local communities that might be suffering currently. It'd produce a lot of jobs, and we would find ways to deal with waste and the debris coming from all of these systems, as we always do. And since it's 2025, we're really good at keeping materials out of our landfills that aren't supposed to be there, and out of our air and out of our water. We have great filtration systems, and we have really, really excellent recycling systems now. So we have no excuses not to bring industry back to our communities, as well as bringing our communities closer together to be more prosperous. These are just some basic core ideas on what needs to happen in our society. Any energy production needs to be mandated to all housing. Each house and each building needs to have that mandated upon new build or re-roof. And each house needs to find out what version of power production they can make, which would be beneficial. And every commercial building and industrial building needs to start providing for its own energy. And that would produce a lot of jobs. Some areas solar won't work. And that's just because there's snow and ice and things of that nature, or extreme cloud cover or extreme heat. So solar is not the ultimate answer to everything, but some areas there's going to be wind turbines, and some will have biogas digesters, and some will have really excellent heat pumps and thermal pumps, and then there'll be ways to get geothermal heat and cooling back into the house. So in areas that are extremely hot, we can use a very small amount of power to cool the house by geothermal cycling. And in places that are extremely cold, the reverse happens. The same geothermal cycling produces warmth inside the house so that nobody can freeze. And then it only takes a little bit of energy to shift it into something more comfortable, either heating or cooling. And internally in the house, there could be heat cycles and heat pumps that could assist with that. These are a bunch of things that need to be considered for society to work better. We need to really start focusing on biogas digesters and how to implement them in communities, so that way the waste material from the communities can go to a biogas digester and then replumb out the natural gas back to the communities. So that way the communities can reuse the methane off the biogas digesters. It has to be thought about and brought to light. We need to really seriously focus on battery storage in houses for long-term energy storage, and to reduce the power demand on the grid. And that would be beneficial by reducing the peak spikes, high and low, of energy production cycles, and moderate the energy flow. And each commercial building and each industrial parkway building could all have battery supplementation to their power supplies and moderate their spikes of input and output power. That'd be an excellent thing to do. These are some of the ideas that need to be brought to light and thought about. And if you have other suggestions, leave them in the comments below. If you have other discussion points you'd like to talk about or have me talk about, leave them in the comments below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you really like this video, share it with a friend. And if you really, really, really like this video, then make a video of your own and share it with me so I can see what you're thinking about. Have a great day.